So, I'm still in the shirt I slept in. I haven't washed my face or brushed my hair today. I'm obviously not a makeup and fashion person, but I at least try to wash my face before I'm on camera. And why haven't I? One word. You either know it or you can never really be explained to you. Migraine. I had all these thoughts in my head when I grabbed this off the cuff and wanted to rant, but I'll probably forget them all because migraines make you forget everything. Not just thoughts about facts and things like that, but literally how to drive home from work. Things you've done millions of times. You will forget. And I know you guys feel me. So, first of all, let's get one thing clear. Migraine is not a headache. It is a neurological event, a neurological attack, a neurological catastrophe. And MRIs have shown that every time a person suffering with migraine, and that is the technical term, not migraines, but migraine, the MRIs actually show damage done to the brain every single time. One of the closest conditions that can relate it to, at least now, is epilepsy. It's not the same thing, but it's similar in that it's uncontrollable attacks that can threaten a person's life. And, hey, welcome to America. The medical system sucks. And what can prove it better than, well, people suffering from migraine? I don't know if you can imagine the most excruciating pain you've ever been in. So much so that your pain levels as a person over the years rise higher and higher and higher. I've had doctors just all the time amazed at how I could withstand certain procedures, everything getting my blood drawn and getting broken bones set without even flinching. It's because my migraines have raised my pain levels to unbelievable. I can tolerate and pain tolerance levels. You forget words too with migraine. Okay, so maybe you want some medicine. Well, neurologists under most insurances are not fully covered. The medicines themselves, holy fucking, even if you have insurance, it's not going to pay for it. At a very, let's just say it was considered top tier insurance, right? So we're going to try Nurtec. Oh, and how to get an MRI, which insurance doesn't cover either, or it covers a very small part of it, so $1,200. And then you want to try something called Nurtec, which is the simple little wafer that dissolves under your tongue, and a monthly injection once a month called Ajovy. Well, the Nurtec, even with my great insurance, $1,260 for 8 pills. That's right. You're going to charge $1,260 for 8 thin little wafer pills. There's no fucking way they need that much money. The Ajovy was $2,320 for a 1-month injection. It's disgusting how the pharmaceutical companies will make money off suffering. Just milk it for all it's worth, and that's going to turn into another rant. So, to migraine. So yeah, you see the crappy mess behind me, because when you have one, you can't move. Movement is horrible. It's just, you throw up, you pass out, you can't do it. So since I can't really move a few feet at a time, the area behind me is turned to a work area slash bed slash throw crap on it that I don't feel like putting away. But I mean, this is the best you can do. Have you had the multiple day ones where you're just in bed and you cannot move because you move your head, you vomit, and it is the worst pain ever. You can't take medicine even if your stupid insurance covered it anyway, because if you try to swallow, you immediately choke it back up. You can't sleep. You're up for days and nights and days and nights if you're lucky enough to even have time to hide. Just in your bed. And the last time I had one of the really horrible, so I would say the one I'm experiencing now from my migraine experiences is actually, I would say that is, this is a low pain, you know, medium highs. The high ones, incapacitated for days. And last one was so bad. My poor boyfriend had to carry me out of the bedroom to my office, which is about 15 feet away at most. So I could then sit at the desk and attempt to fill out my work time card with a sick day. Oh, it took forever to let my eyes stay on the screen. A second or so, I had to take a break. After I entered it, I was so wrecked I had to lay my head on the desk for about 45 minutes, and I did not want to get up. Then he had to carry me back, and I had to stop and rest along those 12, 15 feet. And that, unfortunately, becomes your normal. Life is filled with pain and vomiting and agony, and people who just don't give a crap. It's really hard. I mean, I'm going to say it's impossible to explain what it feels like to someone if they haven't had one. And that's not their fault. I mean, they haven't experienced it. It sounds like you're exaggerating. There is no exaggeration. But it stinks. I mean, it's not to mention all the things you can't do. Have to say no to social events. Have to, take days off work because you'll endanger your life or somebody else's if you try to drive or go into the office. And I don't think most people know that migraine was actually classified as a disability by the American with Disabilities Act in the 70s. Which means even though, and every single person I've ever known who has this condition has had to deal with requesting having the fluorescent lights taken out above their desk or office, whatever, and being put through all kinds of hoops, having to prove it, having to bring a medical note from the doctor. And the doctor would write that medical note, there's another $1,500 for you. And then they still take weeks and weeks and maybe months to remove the damn lights. You know what I'm talking about, right? So you know what? And I know, it might be only one person I've ever known with migraines worse than mine. So bad he actually has to go to the hospital to get the cocaine treatment where they shove cotton swabs of cocaine up your nose. I haven't tried that, but I'm sure insurance doesn't cover it. But he's been through hell too, and people are so rude and dismissive and say the meanest things and just act as if this isn't real, like you're a hypochondriac. You know what? Push back on it. Part of you has a shame, like you don't want to hide. Oh, it's a weakness. It's a neurological impairment. Okay? You shouldn't be embarrassed about what you were born with. You can't help it. Excuse that sniff. I probably have boogers. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been able to go into the bathroom where light is to wash my face or anything. Oh, where was I at? Another thing, my eyes keep shifting that way. I can't control them. Another thing is weird movements and things with migraine. But okay, push back, right? If the employer is messing with you, cite that American with Disabilities Act. You can print it out, and they have to give you the time off that you need for appointments, medication trials, just not coming in. And legally, they cannot do anything to you. And if you show them that, you have a lawsuit already prepared if they try. Sounds kind of drastic, but so is an explosion in your brain. I'm going to think of what else I was going to say. Well, I'm just sitting here in my dirty, painful self, and there's so much more I want to rant about and things I want to share, but I'm not really remembering a lot of stuff right now, and I'm in no condition to look up any facts online because I can't do screens, right? I can't even write things down, and I don't know, I feel like I probably forgot a lot of important things. But this is just a rant, just totally off the cuff. Grab whatever was nearest, and I don't even care if I look ugly. I didn't wash. Who knows what I have on me? And you know what? Migraines are ugly, and even uglier is the healthcare system in America. So I'd like to hear from you. Have you suffered from this? Have you been mistreated, discriminated against? Any remedies that work for you? Let me see if I can at least be helpful before I sign off. Not really. The only things that keep me from puking is the room has to be as cold as possible. So whoever you live with better be okay with that AC going down, and unless they're really a jerk, they should be. The only thing you can drink is ice. Carbonated beverages, usually Diet Coke. And for me, a combination of chicken broth and Isla Scotch. It has to be Isla Scotch, preferably Ardbeg. Together can relieve the nausea. The pain might dull it for a tiny bit. But at least it's a way to get something in you when you're puking for days. Well, that was a lovely note to end on. Alright, well, I'd like to hear from you. This doesn't feel appropriate to say like, subscribe, comment, but yeah, what can we do about this? How much longer are we going to put up with this? And I hope you're all having a great night. If you're suffering from migraine right now, I am so sorry. And I would do anything to help you if I could. And try not to feel isolated or ashamed. Or, you know, that feeling where you feel like the whole world is going on without you and you can't even imagine doing things like going to gaming night or out to a bar with your friends or hell, eating, drinking, sleeping. And you're not alone. You're definitely not alone. Alright, I getting to the point my eyes are hurting even being open, so I'm gonna sign off. Talk to you soon.